Okay, as I mentioned at the end of the previous video, I'm going to show you a very organic approach to creating this medallion that holds the cape of our character. So this will be a time-lapse, but I'll mention all the steps involved in case you want to approach it in a similar way. Similar to the way that we have started all the pieces, I'm going to select this and go into solo mode. I want to work with radial symmetry for some of the details. So first I'm going to reset the position of this piece using the Gizmo 3D. So just clicking once on the house icon and the rotation icon will just set it back to its original position. Now I'm going to activate symmetry and activate radial symmetry as well. To start the sculpting process, I'm going to activate Sculptris Pro mode and begin shaping that design using a combination of the clay brush, the edge polish, and maybe the smooth brush and the standard brush as well. So limiting myself to a very small set of brushes at this point. And for this part, I don't really have a design in mind, but working with radial symmetry and in this type of objects, I feel it is somehow therapeutic. So I could spend a lot of time here just playing with the design and trying to find shapes that I find interesting. Also trying to find something that fits the design and suits the character. And this is another reason why I chose to sculpt with the Sculptris Pro enabled, because there's nothing like this feature to explore designs. You have no topology constraints and you can erase things super easy. Finally, I'll just use the Gizmo 3D to move it back in place, just to make it fit a little bit better with the character. Okay, and here is the final character. I think we did a pretty good job and it looks quite interesting. Now let me address a couple of things about the design and the type of objects that we made. Now in terms of the design, I might have done things a bit different in terms of the type of materials that I would use in a character, but I just wanted to pack in this course as much information as possible, and that's why I chose the materials we worked on. Now regarding the pieces of clothes that we created, I try to keep them as abstract as I could for a simple reason. If I would have made a more normal humanoid character with a shirt and pants, there is a risk of the learning outcome being that you know how to make these specific folds and this particular type of shirt or the pants, but less practical knowledge if you want to apply it to something else. I believe and I hope that keeping the forms abstract but approaching them as a piece of clothes and thinking about the materials and all that will help you to think more about the theory and how to apply it in practice, so that way you can do anything that you want to make. Now to wrap up this video, I want to leave you with a simple task and a couple of options of where to go from here. First, let me show you my final character, side by side to the one that we made in this course. And there are some obvious additions and some extra details that I made, but let me highlight all of them just so that you can see exactly all the differences. So what I did was that I take the final character from this course and spend some extra time working on polishing the shapes, adding a few objects, tweaking the details, and I use nothing but the same workflows and the techniques that I showed you in this course. So your task is to continue developing this character, and your challenge is to guess what possible ZBrush features and processes I use for each one of these new parts. This would be an excellent test to see how much you absorb from these techniques and the workflows that we discussed in this course, but also a great practice to refine your own skills. I have included a Photoshop file named don'topenuntiltheend.psd. This file contains the image with the final character, but I have some annotations highlighting the processes that I use and making some reference to the videos that I mentioned that particular technique. So go ahead and try to do it by yourself first and then compare with this file at the end, and you might surprise yourself on how different your approach would be to mine, proving that there is no one way or right way, just different approaches to get to the same place. Okay, now to seriously wrap out this video and this course, I just want to thank you again for taking the time to learn with me and getting this course. I also want to invite you to provide any feedback or suggestion that you might have so that I can improve as well in my content creation and tutorials. Finally, this course is one from a series of courses, each one of them focusing on a particular skill or a ZBrush feature. So now that you have completed the close and drapery course, you can go ahead and practice and then move to the next course with the next topic that you're interested in learning. I really hope that you have enjoyed this course and that you have learned something new. All the best and happy ZBrushing. Cheers.